What's up, guys, and welcome back. We have another video. Finally, it's time to get the Integra back on the road. If you don't already know, for my new subscribers, welcome and hi. I do have a 1998 Acura Integra GSR, which is right here. She has seen better days, but today we're going to be putting in a brand new motor. But as you can see over here, we don't have just one, but two failed GSR blocks, with both have cracked sleeves. And that was a result of the eBay build that we did, which really didn't go so well. What I think it was my wastegate. It was staying shut, and maybe that's what was making the car overboost and then crack the sleeves, only making 350 horsepower. But this time, that should not be a problem anymore because we have this right here, a completely sleeved 84 millimeter GSR block, ready to be built and make all the power. And of course, we're going to be using the Tron pistons that I got from Humble Performance with their package, which I don't know if they sell them anymore. But their package include pistons and rods on top of the whole valve train and everything for your head. So valve springs, retainer, and valves, and all that good stuff. But I did also get more goodies that you guys aren't going to see just yet. Those are going to be little surprises for later on, but you'll see them before we put them on the car, obviously. All right, and for the people that watched my previous video on boosting my Integra, and when it was at the dyno and the motor was shaking really bad and were telling me to get mounts, I did get mounts. I don't know if I ever showed you guys, but got Hasport mounts right there all around, one for the tranny and the one that goes right there on the T-bracket, so the motor should not move at all. All right, it's nighttime now. We're quickly just gonna put the piston ring gap to its actual corresponding ring gap. For the top ring, I decided to go 22, and then for the second ring, I decided to go 0.24. From the help of a friend, that's what he recommended, so that's what we're gonna do. It's super simple to do. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what to do, like quickly, because this isn't a how-to, but it's still gonna be a little bit of information how to do it, even though it's not a how-to, but you'll see. All right, so you have your rings in your hand, right? This is the top ring, but before you even do all that, you see that little N on there, the little marking? That's how you indicate which side is the top. So it's gonna be like this. You see, block upwards with the little N, or whatever marking you have is gonna be upwards as well. So this is the top ring. So your first ring, the one that goes on the top of the piston. Your second ring is usually a little thicker, and there you go, you see that N again, that's the top part. And this ring has like a little lip on it, has a little shelf that actually scrapes the oil down when the piston is going down. So this is your second ring. This is the one that goes on the bottom. And then you have your oil rings, which you don't do anything to except just put them on the actual piston. It comes with two little thinner rings and then one like squiggly one that I'll show you right now. And then you have your oil rings. It comes with two like regular looking rings. See, they look regular. And then you have like this little squiggly one that goes in between both of them. So you make a sandwich out of them. And you want to make sure these are butted together like this, and not like on top of each other or anything like that, touching. And the way you read your end gap, all right, you want to squeeze your piston ring together, not too hard, and then put it in the cylinder wall and literally just push down on it. And it's in, like that. Then you want to take your piston. You see this skirt right here? You see this little piston skirt right here, the bottom one? I like to leave that on top. All right, it looks like this. You see? Just like where the little hole is right there, just push it down like the tiniest bit to even it out, like that. And now you want to do the same thing to the other side and make sure it's all even. And then you take it out, and then you want to read that little gap right there. There's a little tiny gap right there. That's your piston ring gap, and that's what you read. So right now I just tested it. It's at 0.14, so we have to actually grind it up till we get to the 22, or your desired number that you want. All right, so we have all the pistons done. They came out perfect. Now we're moving on to the rods. The way you want to orientate the rods and pistons, on the rod, there's actually little notches for where the actual bearing is going to go. As you can see, you see little notches right there. Those notches, you want them orientated towards the exhaust side of the piston. So the piston has like these two little nubs right here. This one's already labeled, it says intake on it, so it makes it super easy for you. But this is exhaust. The exhaust is going to be smaller. So what you want to do for a B series at least is take the little nubs right here on the rod and face that towards the exhaust side. So exhaust, little nubs, it's going to be like this. See? Little nubs exhaust, and then the little nubs on the rod right there. Alright, we have all the rods and pistons done, ready to go in for each cylinder wall. The only thing is that we have to take off this little girdle right here before we can actually put the bearings in. The cool thing about this block, I got it from CLM, if you're wondering, it's already notched for the rods. Like some rods, they will hit your cylinder walls, but it's pre-notched, so that's perfect. This is a Golden Eagle, if I haven't mentioned before. And then same thing with this little girdle right here. It's also notched. If you can see, like right there, you see like those little like tunnel. Yeah. So basically what we have to do is put in the rods and obviously the bearings and then the crank, and then we're literally done. And then anything else that we need is literally just like the water pump, oil pump, you know, all that miscellaneous stuff. But that'll be done after we put everything together. Alright, so now we put the bearings in. Make sure you put them in right. For example, for the GSR block, they have a little notch. You see the little notch right in the little corner, like on the left side, right there? The block has a notch as well. So that's where it's going to go. Rods are different. Rods have the little notch or like a little oil line in the middle of the bearing. So don't mix them up. Alright, so we're actually done now with the whole bottom part. Assembly wise, we got the crank in and then all the main caps and rod bearings and everything else. This is like the little oil plate, I don't know what it's called, but that's where you put the oil pickup, which goes right here, goes over here to the actual oil pump. And speaking of oil pump, look what we have. We have an ACL high performance oil pump. So we should be in good hands. Like, bro, look how beautiful it is. It looks so clean. All right, so now for when you're gonna install the oil pump, obviously you want to clean up the surface where you're gonna install it. Same thing with the oil pump. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna put the RTV on it. This oil pump already came with an O-ring that goes literally right here, and then also comes with the O-ring for, well, the gasket for the oil pickup tube, which is a plus because I was literally just about to go get it. All right, so we actually have the oil pump on right there, as you can see, right? I have this to crank it over and, you know, get the pistons moving and all that, obviously, right? But oil pump is on. Same thing with the little belt tensioner here and the little sensor that goes here as well. Everything is on this side. All we're missing is the water pump, which goes right there. But if you didn't know, this is actually O-ringed. As you can see, like those little grooves in there, see in the cylinder walls, the little grooves, that's for the O-ring. It's supposed to be a copper O-ring, which I actually have right here. I got it straight from Golden Eagle themselves. So now that's what we're gonna do for better sealant. But all you got to do is literally put it in the groove and make sure it's sitting flush and have them bud together as close as possible, like that. If my hand is the actual copper O-ring, have them bud as close as possible without it like overlapping or having a huge gap for you to have that perfect sealing. So I have one actually cut to size. I was working in the background but this is the one we're going to be using. Just make sure when you're actually hammering it in, don't use like a hammer, use like a mallet, because you don't want to like really flatten it. You want it to sit in there flush without movement, but you don't want to make it flat. All right, so what you want to do is get your like copper O-ring right here, right? And then you want to slowly follow the groove of the whole cylinder, right? Just like this. And then when you get to the end, you know, make sure it doesn't overlap or anything. So I'm going to quickly do this now for I could show you guys the end result. Alright, as you can see, the copper O-ring is in, see, right here. This one has no copper O-ring, and then this one has the copper in it. As you can see, look at where the budding meets. You see that tiny gap? That's what you were looking for. The closer the better without it actually overlapping. But as you can see, we're done with this cylinder. Now we have 3 more. So let's get to it. Alright, boys and girls, basically block is completely finished. O-ring completed. Now all we gotta do is just do like the simple things, button things up like the water pump and all that, but you guys don't need to see that because I still got to get some gaskets and stuff like that. But on the next episode of What's Going On, we have this. That's all you're gonna see. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Please stay tuned for the next build because we're gonna be building the head. So that's gonna be either, well, it's gonna be part 2, I'm assuming, but that's what we're going to be doing next video, is building the head. We're already seeing the block being built, so if you want to stay tuned to see the car actually run, obviously click that subscribe button for me real quick. And if you have any questions, leave it down in the comments because we're getting ready to have some fun. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. And remember, keep making it happen.